That was it. Today is April 10th. It's Friday, and I did a bunch of sumo deadlifts off of a 2-inch riser. Did kind of 5x5 with some pull-ups, and then the Wendler warm-up, Wendler, Wenning warm-up to finish off. So today's work was kind of just make sure that I was able to actually move my hips correctly. So I spent about half an hour before I even picked up the bar, kind of just moving around, using my brother's percussive um, muscle massager thing, one of those, like, it's like a Theragun, but it's like an off-brand. And then also even rolling out my adductors on the bar, set it around like hip height or so. Um, and it helped a lot. I didn't think it would feel even moderately okay doing these. And then also another thing that would helped a lot was lifting off of that 2-inch riser, because the whole thing with it is the lower I get into the squat, the harder it is to pull, and the more pain I feel in my hip. And so kind of getting that warmed up was very, very important. I sent all these videos to Steve, all these warm-up ones, and what he mentioned was to kind of just keep my head up, start with my hips wherever they are, but don't let my hips sink beneath parallel in between the reps. And so I did that. I kept my hips higher a little bit throughout all of the reps and all the reps in between. That's just to mitigate my hip pain, you know. I was pretty happy with how everything went. Given how bad my hip has felt over the last couple days, maybe like 2 weeks or so, it's a nice sign to see that it's not a super serious injury, or at least that it hasn't gotten to that point yet. And not much else to say about these. I guess one note is when I start getting to the heavier weight. So I do all my top sets at my 5 sets of 5 at 275. And the biggest thing I think is that when I lower the weight, I'm going for a more controlled descent. When I lower the weight, some of the time my hip starts to feel it. Most of the time it's fine, but some of it is a little uncomfortable. It's not painful to the point where I can't do it. It's just a little uncomfortable. So yeah, again, not much else to say about this. Today was very, very, very hot. I was legitimately dripping sweat onto that little plywood board that we got, and yeah, I don't know, it wasn't fun. Some of these reps I'm trying to lock out more aggressively at the top. Here I was struggling with a few of these, but I think the more aggressive I am at the top, the more I would carry over. I'm not entirely sure if that's valid, but I know that when I do the Olympic lifts, I don't move as slowly as I'm moving now. So if I can move the amount of weight faster, theoretically that should carry over more to the more explosive movements, like the snatch and the clean. Setting up for these deadlifts is a little weird, because I think in the past I didn't have the piece of plywood, So my feet would just be kind of rubber on rubber, and then the rubber band would be under that, and it wouldn't slip. But doing these off of the plywood, I feel like they were slipping, and then my foot pressure was kind of just uneven. Um, Not super sure if that's actually what happened, but um, it might be because my shoes are also really old and the rubber on the shoes are not as soft as they used to be. But yeah, and here's my last set. This is a set I sent to Steve. These aren't particularly hard, like every time I sumo deadlift. This is literally the heaviest I've gone in my entire life is 275, and I've done it for 5 weeks maybe now. Um, and the first time I did it, it wasn't hard, and last time I've done it, it also wasn't hard. So like it is what it is. And then I moved into some pull-ups here. We're doing 5 sets of 10, um, keeping the rep range a little bit higher for the time being, to kind of again improve my baseline workload. That's kind of the whole idea with everything that I've been doing, really, because I don't really lift super heavy anymore, and given the circumstances that I'm in right now, it makes sense to not lift super heavy. So to further solidify that, we did the wedding warm up here. This one's gonna have snatch, grip, RDLs. This is the first time I did 25 of everything for 4 rounds. So that's exactly 100 reps of everything. So it's gonna be the snatch, grip, RDL, the banded hamstring curls, and then the belt squat. I used 25 pounds in the belt squat. I think that was the perfect amount of weight, to be honest. It wasn't ridiculously challenging, but it wasn't nothing. So it was a good workout. And then after that, I kind of just packed it up, took a shower, and relaxed. Something to note in the future is, I mean, I'll definitely be aware of it. If I wear a shirt when I do this, it'll poke a hole in my shirt. So I have 3 like really expensive shirts that have holes in it right now, and I'm very, very, very mad that I didn't think about that when I first was starting to do these. So yeah, that would be it for today.